I came out to one of the most exclusive areas in the country to tour cool properties, see some awesome yachts, see some neighborhoods with $100 million houses, and show you all one of the coolest cities in America. I flew out to South Florida to tour some of the wealthiest and most exclusive areas this beautiful state has to offer. How many properties are listed for $50 million in Palm Beach?
There's 28 properties.
It didn't take long for me to realize how insane the real estate in this city is. At the end, I'll show you the property of one of the wealthiest people on the planet. This listing even describes spending $200 million on a plot of land as a generational opportunity. I went inland a mile in order to drive to an area where they had houses for only $1 million. Here's what I found. First house we're going to stop by is listed for $950,000 in a really nice area. This house is a little unassuming outside. It looks old and looks like it desperately needs renovation. All right, let's go inside. First thing we notice is there's a little air conditioning unit spread throughout this house. This house, on first appearance, definitely needs renovation.
It is priced correctly. This area is called Soso, south of Southern and West Palm. We are just a few minutes away from famed Palm Beach Island and about 20 minutes away from downtown Delray Beach. It's perfectly located. Houses in this neighborhood for teardowns are selling in the $900,000 range.
This is what I assume the living room. I don't really love this. It's almost like a concrete look on the ground. This house is 3 beds, so if you could rent by room, you would probably get about $3 to $4 grand total from the other 2 rooms if you lived in it. If you did not occupy the house, maybe $5,500, that would not cover all your expenses. So I would not classify this as a good rent by room.
This property is either going to be a total teardown and they're going to build a big 4,000 to 6,000 square foot house on this lot, or somebody's going to have to come in and completely gut renovate it. But either way, it's still located in a perfect neighborhood.
This is the primary bedroom, and the sink for the bathroom is actually outside of the bathroom. There's not a clear divide between the bathroom and bedroom. This is a really odd layout for $1 million house. Behind me are 2 of the bedrooms that share a bathroom right here. These rooms feel like 8 by 10, super small, not much space.
Highest comps in this area go up to $15 million, and that's not on the water.
This house at 1820 South Ocean Boulevard has a zestimate of over $76 million. It's only 4,457 feet from the $1 million teardown. This $76 million house is something special. A big reason why you'll feel poor buying a $1 million house is these are your neighbors. Palm Beach is super exclusive, but so is a small city in this area called Delray Beach. So where are we right now?
Downtown Delray Beach, Atlantic Ave.
It seems like a really nice area. Is this kind of the upper scale area of this community?
It's a great area. Commercial rents here, huge, $100 a square foot, triple net. Tons of restaurants, shops. This area has been booming for the last 10 years, but especially in the last 3. Huge tourist area too.
For some of the houses down the street, we get closer to the water. What type of residential prices are we looking at?
They're looking at $1,000 a square foot off the water, and on the water, you're talking $1,500 to $2,000 a square foot. On the ocean, you're talking about $2,500 a square foot.
What type of clientele do you service in an area like this for real estate?
So mostly you have a lot of transplants, New York, Connecticut, New Jersey. In the last 3 years, that's really been the market in all of South Florida, especially Delray.
Downtown Delray is super dope, but now time to check out a really exclusive property. We just came out to Boca Raton to give you a behind the scenes look at one of the most beautiful listings in this area. Let's step inside. Tell me a little bit about this beautiful house.
Welcome to 794 Harbor Drive. Over here we have a mansion that's direct intercoastal with 100 feet of water frontage on some of the widest waterways in Boca Raton.
You mentioned when I walked in that in this area, a teardown could get how much money?
Definitely. So dirt value in this particular neighborhood is right around the 4 to 5 million for, you know, a decent size 1/4 of an acre to 1/3 of an acre lot.
1/4 of an acre lot. So for those watching, that means they will buy the lot and tear down the house that's already there and then build a house like this. Is that correct?
Completely tear it down. Whether the house is you know, decrepit and built in the 50s or 60s, or if you know, even if it was just built in the 80s, because the dirt is so valuable and the water frontage is so large in this neighborhood, we're just seeing more and more new construction pop up.
Out here in Florida, does a person living in a house like this have a private chef?
Sometimes, you know, definitely when they're having dinner parties and stuff, a lot of people set up, you know, nice dinners on the water, do the little hibachi chef who comes by and entertains in the backyard. This house is just about 7,000 square feet. It's got 5 bedrooms, 1 downstairs, the rest upstairs, private elevator to take you up to the 2nd floor.
You just said private elevator?
Oh yeah.
There's a private elevator in Florida mansions?
There's a huge private elevator. Downstairs, you got a full-blown movie theater, which we'll take you over to, and then a waterfront office.
Now we're headed into the movie theater. I love movies, so this room is always a plus for me when I'm looking at houses. Wait till you see the view. Unbelievable. Right here. Any idea how many houses have views like this? It's gotta be real limited.
Not at all. The architecture here is crazy with this view down Lake Wynham. Unbelievable.
I noticed a lot of boats out here. Does a buyer of a property like this generally have boats?
A lot of people have boats. That's actually the owner's boat pulling up right there now.
Oh, nice. We're from Vegas, where alcohol can certainly be a problem, a lot of consumption.
Oh, yeah.
I noticed that there is a bar in here. Is that a concern to have?
No concern here.
No concern.
The owners do say they sit here all the time at night. You see they got a little champagne here. Have a glass of champagne. Take a peek at the view. Nothing better.
Yeah, you can't beat this. Where are we at with price point in this area? Is this higher end, lower end, middle range? Where are we at?
You're kind of right in the middle, honestly. You got, new construction somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 a square foot. So this is kind of on the lower end, a remodeled old Mediterranean house. So it's, really at a great price point for, someone to come in and take advantage of, direct intercoastal Boca water frontage.
And 2,000 a square foot will be on the higher end, which will put this at 14 million.
Yeah, exactly. So new construction somewhere in that 2,000, 2,500 range. Yeah, it's crazy what Boca prices did.
We have a couple really nice bedrooms up here.
Yep.
You mentioned over the elevator, we've got in-law suite, is that what we call it out here?
Yeah, so a lot of the times it's an oversized bedroom. It's somewhere you can put a king-size bed in, and you can have your parents come in here and stay. They feel comfortable, little sitting area, good-sized bathroom. So it's kind of an in-law suite, a second master, second primary suite, essentially.
I noticed right here that there's an opening for a boat. Can you allow other people to park their boat here and actually make money?
Definitely. That's becoming more of a consistent thing with homeowners, is that they love the view, but they don't utilize the dockage. I mean, for a dock like this, 100 feet on prime water frontage, you can get easily 100 grand a year here.
Did you just say 100 grand a year?
Oh yeah, somewhere between 8 and 10 grand a month is totally realistic.
That's incredible. That is a boat hack. Buy a house and rent out the empty space for 100 grand a year.
Exactly.
This is an absolutely beautiful backyard. Please tell me that the owner entertains.
Oh, they do a lot of entertaining back here. You have a beautiful backyard, all dialed in, outdoor kitchen, beautiful self-heated jacuzzi to relax in at nighttime. You could easily host a party here for around 60 to 80 people.
If you notice my outfit change, it's because I actually filmed this video in 2 different trips. I flew out to Miami to film a video for my main channel and was able to complete 2 property tours. When I got back to Vegas, I realized I needed to film some more for this video. And it was an excuse to go back to one of the most exclusive areas in the country and film for a YouTube video, Best Career on the Planet. The other property I was able to tour was a listing by Matt Van Wee of the Serhant Group.
What's up, Spencer? So we are here at Sky Villa 4701 at the Ritz-Carlton Residences, Sunny Isles, oceanfront.
This property is absolutely incredible. I think this is worth 20 million. How much is it worth?
I love you already. Okay, so we're asking 7.5 for this amazing 3,080 square foot villa in the sky with 3 beds, amazing space. We're a corner unit. We have 13-foot volume ceilings, stunning, but I'll take 20 all day long.
Now we need to step outside into what I think is the real reason why you pay so much money for something like this. The beautiful view, which you can't match anywhere else. You guys think you can enjoy a nice little dinner out here with a view like this? Now we're heading into the primary bedroom. This view is absolutely incredible. I hope it conveys on camera, because in person this is to die for. How amazing would it be to wake up and have breakfast in bed with a view like this?
In this particular building, for example, we see a lot of New York buyers, okay? People who work in finance, banking. We see overseas buyers. You have a lot of people from, Russia, Brazil, all over Europe. Of course, you do have your traditional Latin American buyers, a lot of Mexican buyers from Argentina, Colombia, places like that. But as far as profession, a lot of finance, for example, a lot of corporate executives, and just people that are entrepreneurs, self-employed. Sometimes you don't know everything about what they do, but they do well.
Hey guys, I have a new background for all of my YouTube videos. Welcome to my new studio. Any idea on the HOA cost, the monthly HOA cost for a building like this?
Yeah, so this particular apartment, it's going to be $4,100 per month. The bulk of association dues, especially here on the coast in Miami, will cover insurance. Insurance is never cheap when the ocean is in your backyard. Okay, So the bulk of that will cover the insurance on the building. And then, of course, just maintaining the building. You have a management staff on site.
Valet parking.
You have parking. You have your maintenance on site. A lot of upkeep. You have multiple pools. You have your spa. You have your gym. You have your restaurant. A lot has to be kept up and maintained and operated.
Of course, you're going to have him and hers closets. When you are at this level, I'm sure you've got a closet full of nice suits because you're going out to nice restaurants. You're in a really exclusive area, so you're going to dress really well.
Yeah, so we're in Sunny Isles. Sunny Isles is considered, very high-end, luxury, upscale. I wouldn't call it a tourist zone. I would say that'd be more of like a South Beach.
Where we're staying, so that's...
oh, there you go. I like the look. Look, this is the South Beach
look.
Don Johnson look. I love it. But, this is more quiet, family-oriented, second home oriented, primary home, not a tourist zone. There are those areas, but this is more, quiet, upscale, second home kind of area.
I could enjoy taking showers in here. You get the over-the-head shower. This is really special. I'm sure it feels like a spa in there. You also haven't mentioned something that I saw for the first time, which is we came off the elevator and there's only one door. Is that normal?
Yeah, so for a building of this caliber, you often have either a private elevator going to a private elevator landing specific to a particular apartment.
Oh, dude, you've got a urinal. I actually don't think that's a urinal. I think that's a bidet.
I would go back to the brand. The Ritz-Carlton brand obviously is worldwide, has a global following, so a lot of people follow that brand. They want to buy into that brand. There's an expectation. There's an expectation of luxury. There's an expectation of a level of service, for example. So people who want this particular property, they want the Ritz level of sophistication, the Ritz level of service. They want to be pampered, taken care of. They expect that, and that's what they get. With this particular product, they get exclusivity, they get privacy, and with this building, for example, if you order food in the restaurant, they will bring it to your door. Okay, so it can be your home, but it's a resort style living as well, where everything's taken care of with the touch of a finger, basically. In this particular building and others in Sunny Isles, Bal Harbor, of this luxury level, you meet celebrities, you meet executives, you meet CEOs, and that's kind of the beauty of Miami. Is sometimes you don't even realize that you're sitting next to a billionaire or somebody who's very well known until you strike that conversation up and get to know them. And I've always loved it here because it's one of the few cities in the world where you can walk into a restaurant or go sit by the pool and you're seated next to some mega billionaire CEO and have a chance to connect with that person like we did this morning downstairs. Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of running into wildly successful investors, I happened to see that a friend was in Palm Beach the same time I was. We are out here in Palm Beach. We're gonna talk some real estate. I ran into someone who knows maybe a thing or two about real estate.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I have heard you're getting into the rent by room model. Tell me some more.
Bro, I think it's the best model to get into. I just did the math. 47 million Americans are renting. 17 million of them are making less than $32,000 a year. So where are those 17 million Americans going to be able to afford to live?
That's my point. And you're pretty big in real estate, right? What kind of portfolio are you dealing with?
I have 350 million in my portfolio. We'll buy probably 1,000 rentals this year.
That's incredible. And you are the king of?
Creative finance, sub-2, seller finance, stuff like that.
I've been promoting this guy for a couple years. It's a pleasure to hang out with him here in person. You guys have to check him out.
Bro, I'm really excited about your journey into the rent by room space. I think it's the biggest, out of everything in real estate, it's the one thing that's going to blow up the most.
I agree. You can learn the rent by room strategy today that will lead to much higher returns owning property. Link in description. Before my trip was over, we drove back to Palm Beach in search of another $1 million property. Up here in North Palm, we drove past what appears to be a renovation project. This was sold for $465,000 a few months ago. All the houses in this area are worth about $1 million, $1.2 million, and you really don't get much, I have to be honest. It's a very nice area, of course, but this has got to be maybe 1,200 square feet, 3.2 at best. Clearly a full renovation project is needed. This is pretty rough on the exterior. The house definitely stands out in this area, as every house is pretty nice, but this one definitely stands out in the negative. We have to go check out the backyard to see what's going on back here. This must be why the neighborhood's so nice. You do get a pretty nice backyard with a pool. You could entertain back here with a nice pool. I'm digging it. This house would probably not make for a great house hack because it is so expensive and you're only probably getting 2 roommates at best. This definitely doesn't scream luxury. In Vegas, for over $1 million, you are in a really nice house. Out here, this is pretty unimpressive.
wood.
As promised, let's see the property of one of the wealthiest people on the planet. I'm starting the timer so you can see how massive this single property is. We're driving at a speed of around 30 miles per hour. The answer is Larry Ellison, co-founder of Oracle. Billionaire Larry Ellison buys a $173 million estate, Florida's largest residential sale ever. The trip down Ocean Drive in Palm Beach and Manalapan is pretty special. Every house seems to be a new architectural marvel and a guess at which of the global elite calls it their second home. The price tag certainly provides sticker shock, but this is a community for the ultra-wealthy class who can afford to buy $50 million properties in cash, who travel everywhere via private jets, and live a life so far removed from normal that you wonder what it would be like to be in their shoes for a day. Huge thanks to Christian, Matt, and Nick with the Sirhan Group for helping me out. These videos are fun to make and they're aspirational. Through YouTube and the rent-by-room model, I plan on being able to afford one of these properties in the near future. Thanks for watching.